This entry, like the rest of the absolutely wonderful little entries we have around, they all tell a story. And that story needs to be told again because Belfast needs to get its mojo back. We're just sort of off a little entry in High Street in Belfast, just across the road from St. George's Anglican Church. Presently, it is called High Street Court, but it actually has an even more interesting name. It's actually called Mitchell's Entry. The strangest thing about this is this entry has been around since the late 1600s, and it was used up until around about the 1940s. This would have been a bustling little entry, or one of the little arteries or the small veins or tributaries that kept the commercial life of Belfast very much alive at that time. Of course, it was known as Mitchell's Entry, and Mitchell isn't exactly a very uncommon name here in Ireland as a whole, but Mitchell would have had a business here and he would have been one of the local merchants, and you could have come right through, right by into Waring Street, access from High Street back in the 17 and 1800s. We reckon since the Belfast Blitz, 1941, this place got fairly badly hit, and obviously over time, the redevelopment of Belfast and in around the 40s, 50s and the 60s, they would have obviously taken over the entries. The entries would have been closed. Public rights of way were closed. And that's even before the advent of the conflict in the late 60s and the early 70s, where places start to get closed. Commercial interests would just take over entries and they get lost in time. Belfast today is a different place from the Belfast of the 1790s, the 18th century, the 19th century. With that, it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost of some of the old place names and some of the actual dynamic history of the place itself, because these entries that you see around Belfast, they all have a very interesting story. When you go here for a drink, all around you is history. All around you is telling you a story of the past of this city.